Latest on that. Ron, thank you for that. Now for more on this story, we're joined by Curtis Lee, political reporter for the LA Times. We also have former Congressman from New York, Nan Hayworth, and Mike Morey, former communications director for Senator Chuck Schumer. I want to play first off what Congressman Adam Schiff told Rachel Maddow last night after President-elect Trump declined to say whether he accepts the intelligence agency's findings. Let's listen to that.
We in Congress need to be able to work with this new president to push back and fight against that. And that has to start with him accepting what has happened. We need him to step up. He's going to be president of the United States, and he needs to lead in this assault on liberal democracy.
Curtis, as you look at this and covering D.C. here, the idea of Congress and its role right now, and as we move into a post-January 20, the question is, are we going to see a bipartisan effort here to challenge issues like this? Because we're seeing that right now, aren't we? Both sides saying, no, we need to look at Russia and be wary of them and punish them therefore.
Absolutely. This is one thing that we've seen really bipartisan consensus on. I mean, we see top Republicans, we see Senator John McCain, Lindsey Graham, as well as top Democrats, Senator Schumer, calling for more investigation into this Russian hacking. They've really come together on this issue to say, hey, we need more insights on this. This is a national security issue. This should be a bipartisan issue. We've seen the Obama administration encourage the incoming Trump administration to continue on with this after President Obama leaves office. So it's just really, it's in President-elect Trump's hands right now, whether he joins the chorus of Republicans who are saying, hey, we need more investigation into this, or will he kind of be this outlier as he takes office?
You know, one idea that's been discussed here, Mike, is the idea that Congress will set up an independent commission. If they do, how do they do it? What do they do? And how effective might they be?
Yeah, you know, it would be great for Congress to do that. In fact, you know, I feel like I woke up in the Twilight Zone where you have a Republican president of the United States who's actually, you know, it used to be in the United States of America, it was your patriotic duty to stand up to Russia and call out Russia. It used to be that Republican presidents wrapping themselves in the flag talked about their patriotism and sort of pointed the finger at Red Moscow. And now you have a president who's sort of bending over backwards to make excuses for a former KGB operative, Putin, and what is clear based on all intelligence analysis that there was an effort to undermine a U.S. election. I think it's besides the point. When Donald Trump keeps going back to say that it did not affect the outcome of the election, that's irrelevant. The fact is that there was an engagement by a foreign entity into our electoral process seeking to undermine it. That's the point. And so I'm grateful to see that there is bipartisan consensus emerging here. I think that, you know, for what you're going to wind up seeing here is that continues, because I don't think if you're a Republican Congress or a Democrat in Congress, you want the Russians invading an election that you're involved in your state or your district.
If that is the point here, Nan, as a Republican here, and you look at, as a former member of Congress, how might members of Congress work together in a bipartisan fashion to actually move this needle that the current president-elect is now saying is okay? Because the congressional members, for the most part, are saying it's not okay.
Richard, no, and I don't. President-elect Trump isn't saying it's okay either. I think he's not in any way a patsy, and he's certainly a highly intelligent man, and he will not in any way allow someone like a Vladimir Putin, whom he's merely saying, look, this guy's smart. So in a sense, it's saying, hey, watch out, let's be more careful. This administration wasn't particularly careful, meaning the Obama administration. So what we need Congress to do is actually rapidly approve the very forceful people whom the president-elect has chosen to put in place. General Mattis, Congressman Pompeo, Senator Coates, people who are smart, people who are deeply patriotic, people who will in no way allow Russia to gain any kind of advantage over us, and who will in fact fight. Rex Tillerson is a brilliant and accomplished man who has had praise from across the spectrum, 360-degree praise for his talents. Does it help to have someone who's done business in these countries? Absolutely. Well, nobody knows these people better than he does. Does that mean he would ever allow the Russians to have an unfair advantage over us? Of course not. This is an administration that will never let that happen.
The problem is, Congresswoman, so Donald Trump is the president of the United States. So each and every one of these individuals answer to him. But if you look about who he's putting in place, I mean, his national security advisor was paid for who actually took dollars from Russian television, who was identified in the intelligence report as having met with WikiLeaks in order to effectuate their infiltration of a U.S. election. So I don't have faith. I mean, at what point as a president of the United States, what message do you send Russia?
But Mike,
when you make an excuse for Russia, you should show them strength,
Mike,
and you
course,
should come at them.
The Obama administration has shown no strength.
But we're talking about
Russia.
Donald Trump now. We're talking about Donald Trump. Donald Trump is now going to be the president.
That Russia has felt very much at ease in trying to interfere with the American
carpet
election.
is being rolled out right now.
And by the way,
and since you both agree on this point, we will have to leave it there. Thank you so much.
The DNC let themselves get hacked.
That's right. We'll continue this during the break. And Curtis, I owe you one, my friend there in Los Angeles. Thank you all three for being with us on this Saturday. Next hour for you, by the way, the FBI in Alaska will hold a news conference on